good evening to you. Eric Weisfeld here, coming to you live from the WNBF First Alert Desk, which tonight is also the weather desk because it is a First Alert weather day, and that is why we have issued that for you today here at WNBF News. I want to bring in meteorologist Jenna Greenhill now to talk more about the latest on the situation. We've already seen a lot of rain and a little bit of sleet coming in. What's the situation now?
Yeah, we're starting to see even some accumulations up throughout Lumberton. I kind of want to walk everyone through what we're seeing right now as we take a look. We are issuing that First Alert weather day through tomorrow morning, as we're going to continue to hold on to some light freezing rain and some slick spots throughout the morning. That cold winter weather advisory still in place up through the beaches. The only one that we're not seeing that for is through the coast in Georgetown County. But everyone else seeing those winter weather advisories. As we take you through radar, what we're seeing right now, we are seeing some breaks in some of that activity, but that freezing rain is continuing to fall, especially where temperatures are below that freezing mark, especially along that I-95 corridor. Some areas holding on to right above freezing, so they are just picking up on some of that rain, especially along the beaches. Conway right now sitting at freezing, so likely picking up on that freezing rain. But you'll notice we are seeing some breaks in activity from that dry air that's trying to work through, and that's kind of going to be the trend as we head throughout the night tonight. Kind of walking you through First Alert Future Radar, we are going to hold on to some lighter freezing rain. It's not going to be as heavy compared to once saw earlier this evening. However, it is going to stick around throughout the overnight hours before that dry air really continues to hold, and then it will dry out as you're waking up tomorrow morning. But the big issue is really going to be those slick spots that you are going to see throughout tomorrow morning. When it comes to ice accumulation, based off latest data, really just a light glaze for our area. The biggest accumulation is going to sit to our north, where that ice storm is going to be, where they could see up to just under half an inch of ice. For us, really just a glaze is going to be possible, and some areas of black ice. Really going to only see it pick up throughout trees, stoplights, and even you may notice it on your car door as you are stepping out the door tomorrow morning. But some areas, especially bridges, overpasses, steps, and through decks, that's where that black ice is going to stay. Throughout the morning, we are giving you that red light. Take it easy. Give yourself some extra time throughout your morning commute. But as we head through the mid-morning, that's when we are going to start to see some improvements before we start to see that chance for a few flakes as we head throughout the day on Thursday. As we take a look at your 12-hour planner for tomorrow, we are going to hold on to that chance for a flurry or two. Now, we aren't going to see any accumulation, no snow that's going to really stick. However, it's just going to hang out in the air as that cold air is continuing to filter in. Kind of walking you through tomorrow morning, that dry air kind of holds on, but as we head throughout 9, 10 a.m., some flurries are going to try to start to work in, especially for inland areas. As we head throughout the afternoon, things start to look a little bit better as we are going to see that dry air filter in, and some warmer air is really going to start to move in. Your Grand Strand 7-day forecast, notice again, temperatures, they're going to sit in the 50s as we head into this weekend, but notice we'll start to warm up as we head into the start of next week and as we head into the ending of the weekend.
All right, I think it's also important to note that when people wake up tomorrow morning, they may think, oh, it's going to be over. But with the colder temperatures sticking around, that still could be an issue, especially with those slick streets when you're walking, driving on those roads.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely want to really urge people to take it easy out on the roads tomorrow, because that black ice, it's not going to be a complete glaze over the highways, but it is going to be some areas that are going to be slick that you may not even realize as you're driving. So taking it easy on the roads tomorrow is really going to be crucial.
Absolutely. All right, some very important information there. Make sure you stay safe tomorrow as well as today. All right, now, of course, with the weather the way it is, you can imagine a lot of closings when it comes to schools. A number of school districts, in fact, have made schedule changes for students and staff. Florence School District 3, the public schools of Robeson County, and the Scotland County School District are all going to start on a 2-hour delay tomorrow. We also have a heads up for those of you in Dillon and Marion counties. All after-school activities have been canceled. Log on to WNBFnews.com for the latest list of delays and closings. They are constantly being updated, so we will continue to update them for you as you log on to WNBFnews.com. All right, now let's talk about what's making news besides the weather tonight. We are continuing to learn new details about a North Carolina death investigation. An arrest in a case was made here in Myrtle Beach. Warren County Sheriff John Branch says he's been working around the clock with several other agencies since November of 2023 in this case. That's when Dana Musjian was first reported missing. Her remains were found in a pond earlier this month, and that pond was on the property belonging to Brian Griffin Jr. Griffin remains at J. Ruby Long Detention Center. and he's awaiting extradition in North Carolina. He's going to face one charge of concealment of a death connected to Muschin. Officers arrested Griffin Tuesday in the 700 block of South Ocean Boulevard here in Myrtle Beach. He was walking to a beach access. There is Muschin there. This investigation, by the way, is ongoing, but we know that there is someone behind bars now who allegedly was responsible for her murder. That's what authorities believe. All right, let's move on now. In the South Strand, leaders are becoming more creative with ways to fund the fire department without it costing you more money and taxes. The Surfside Beach Fire Department working to update its billing process. This is in an effort to recoup some of the response costs. SBFD's fire chief says that if this proposed emergency fee ordinance passes, your insurance company will foot so-called accident response fees rather than you personally. And out of 6 pages of items they could charge you for, they would only implement this plan on 3 types of emergencies: structure fires, motor vehicle accidents, and large-scale hazmat calls. But Fire Chief David Nelson assures that you personally will never see this bill, as they already had a similar company doing this for more than 2 decades. They're simply now updating who they're working with, which could help their department in the long run. SPFD has entered a contract with the company, but will vote on the first of 2 readings on this ordinance in the coming weeks. So we will keep you posted on that. Public transportation here in Horry County will get a boost in funds in just a few months, all thanks to Ride 4, the 25-year transportation tax to fund road improvements and transportation infrastructure. We spoke with Coast RTA about how they'll use the millions in taxpayer dollars. Now, with the passage of Ride 4, the funding for Coast RTA is expected to actually be a game changer, especially when it comes to building a brand new facility. The Ride 4 revenue became available when the ballot was passed in November. The county will start collecting the dollars May 1st. First check for Coast RTA will arrive in October, and for the first year, Coast RTA is expected to receive more than $7 million, which doubles what the organization usually receives from Horry County. Over the course of 25 years, Coast RTA will receive around $300 million. The bulk of those funds will go into operations. But Ride 4 has $25 million earmarked for Coast RTA facility upgrades, and currently, Coast RTA is leasing a facility for maintenance. It's costing $250,000 a year. And General Manager for Coast RTA, Brian Piatzik, says that the need is for a new maintenance facility. He says the Myrtle Beach Transition Center and new maintenance facility is likely to be finished in about 5 years, and that's when the new Conway Transition Center will come after that period. All right, let's end with some good news for you. We now know who will be kicking off the festivities at this summer's Carolina Country Music Fest. Organizers announcing today Rascal Flatts will headline opening night Thursday, June 5th. They will be joined by Tyler Hubbard, Colt Ford, a lot more. Gates will open at 3 o'clock that afternoon. Now, for more information on the schedule of events, including the other headliners, you're going to find this story on the homepage of WMBFnews.com, and that's where you can also find the link to get your tickets to this CCMF for the year. But you want to hurry because those tickets are almost completely sold out. So be advised of that. Coming up tonight on WMBF News at 11 o'clock, we are going to bring you the very latest data coming into the WMBF First Alert Weather Center regarding today's First Alert Weather Day. So be safe out there. Try not to go outside if you don't have to. Those roads are getting slick. And make sure you join us tonight at 11 for the most updated First Alert forecast. Have a good evening. We'll see you back here tonight on WMBF News at 11 o'clock.